Hey, I'm Adam.
I'm Bryan.
Back with another episode of Buds and Suds.
All right, so for those of you who have seen this before, this is a Westy 12, Trappist Westvleteren. It's from 2015, so we let it age for a year, or nearly a year. This one can age for, up to 10 years, we've heard, but best at around 5 years.
What I've heard.
And you've got, 2 more? So we'll have to just save those for later. And
Absolutely.
He gave this one to me a long time ago, and I just have been dying to try it. I didn't want to try it by myself, so I thought we'd review it. It is 10.2 and 38, 10.2% and 38 IBU. And so this one is rated number 12 on the Beer Advocate Top 50 of everything, number 12. So I'm dying to try it. I bet it's going to be awesome. And on Untapped, what'd you say it was 18?
19.
19. So that's still pretty dang good.
It's getting crazy numbers.
It is. It is getting crazy numbers.
Anyway, let's do
Just
it.
for a little nondescript brown bottle.
All right, so just pours a nice tan brown, almost a little plum color. Get a hint of like orange in there. Man. Yeah.
So comparing this to a barley wine, I don't get as much plum color as with a barley wine.
Yeah, it's a little red, like maybe a little redder, brown red.
A little reddish brown.
Yeah, and it has just kind of a khaki bubbles. The head's dissipated.
Doesn't really hold that much.
No, done much at all. 10.2%. But
so this is a Belgian quad for those that don't know the style.
Yeah.
All right, let's
get the nose. So I get a little caramel aroma.
Yeah, I was going to say sweet first, then maybe a little caramel.
And then some raisin.
I wouldn't be able to pin it down to raisin versus plum.
Just a dark,
cherry,
raisin, plum, dark cherry.
The dark fruit category.
But it doesn't have a huge aroma. I mean, it doesn't have a big nose. I kind of have a dig for that.
You're right, it doesn't.
Yeah, just a little sweetness, something, I know creamy's not an aroma, but you just get this idea, kind of like a whipped cream, something in there that I'm smelling as well on top of all that.
That makes it kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that too.
All right.
Get into
Cheers.
It. Cheers.
Oh man.
Oh, that's good.
It's got a big flavor for the aroma. Man, it hits.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what I was thinking, is the flavor really outshines the nose.
Definitely sweet. So kind of like a thin, silky mouthfeel. Then you get this sweet caramel brown sugar flavor.
Really sweet. I mean, that big sweetness.
Big sweetness. And then those dark fruits we talked about, raisin, plum, dark cherries. You get all that. And like I said, that whipped cream, it's almost this, it's kind of a creamy mouthfeel, and it's desserty. It's got like almost a vanilla icing type flavor for me there. Yeah, I really dig that.
I'm just trying to figure out how to describe it. We don't do a lot of Belgian quads, so this is I do get sweet and then caramel, and then as far as the dark fruits, I get a little bit, but I can't pin it down to one or another. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And I will say the sweetness and the big hit that I get on the front of the tongue in the middle kind of fades off towards the back, though. It almost leaves me wanting more a little bit on the back end.
It does. I agree. Would you call that a dry finish? Because it's sweet up front,
I guess.
but the finish is kind of dry.
Yeah, so I mean, I would never describe this as bitter, but it's so sweet up front for being kind of just nothing on the back. And so maybe that is the balance of the dryness with the sweet, giving it that's kind of just, it's kind of like a cliff, it's going up and up and up, and then it just drops off for me. It's not, I mean, I would prefer it to go all the way through and just be robust, but it's not off-putting. I kind of was hoping for it to go all the way.
I bet that's what this gets from age. I bet it gets sweeter and I mean, like a good barley wine will just be sweeter and less malty. I bet that's what this will be.
And as I'm sitting here, I'm still getting those, I guess the lingering flavor is that the dark fruit, the raisin and the plum. But I'm really enjoying this.
Now, you've had this one once before because you drank a bottle pretty quick after you got it. Do you remember enjoying it more now than you did before?
I think so. I think what I remember from the first time I tasted it was that, this used to be, this is a huge hyped beer. It used to be #1 in the world. And so I thought, this is going to be just epic. I was so pumped up. And then when I first tasted it, I remember being a little let down. I remember thinking, this is okay, but it's not great.
Yeah. As
I sat and sipped on the bottle, I enjoyed it more and more and more and more. And by the end, I was on the hype train again. I was like, I love this beer. I want more of it. So this time around, I would say that the nose was a little disappointing. Just didn't get much, really had to dig, but it burst with flavor for me.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that.
That's a great summary. I think the flavor is just, it outshines the nose, like I said earlier. And it's a great temperature too. So, it's warmed up enough that it's not because it's cold.
It's great for the style. And 10.2%, I get very little alcohol.
Yeah, it's not boozy.
Very little alcohol. Very easy drinking. And with that sweetness, it could put a hurting on you. I guess if you're, you got a lot of it, you got a case of it, you may go through them, otherwise you're probably not going to, but you could put these down if you if you so chose to.
I guess the monks probably do. I don't know. Maybe they don't drink their own stuff, but.
I read that Belgian quads, they made those because when they were fasting, they were allowed to drink beer, and that was their nutrition, was to live off beer. So awesome.
Wow.
That's
hardly
so
fasting
awesome.
though. That's kind of cheating.
Well, but for them, apparently it was okay. They had this agreement between them and God.
Oh well, that makes it okay.
And it made it okay. So it worked out for them. And I'm really enjoying this. So. As far as the rating, I'm not going to say it's the best beer in the world. I don't think I would say it's in my top 20. I don't think so. It's really good beer. I can't wait to see what this does with age. And I may be bumping this from the hype, but I'm going to give it a 4 or 5.
I was going to say 4 or 5 too. I wouldn't say we're experts on pretty much anything, but of all the beers that we've drank, I would say I feel most comfortable with IPAs and barrel-aged stouts. And this one is not something I've had a lot of. I've had some quads, and this one, it's definitely different. I like it a lot. I like how sweet it is, and I like the dry finish. And I would have never guessed as sweet on the front end that you could even have a dry finish on the end, but maybe that's the caramel malt. I don't know. But I'm going to go with a 4 or 5 too. And
the kind of standard taste test is Westy 12, Rochefort 10, and St. Bernardus 12, I think. And anyway, when I got these, I bought bottles of those as well. And so they're the same age.
Oh, man.
And so sometime in the future, the guy I got this from was actually from Belgium, shipped it overseas and everything. And he said this peaks around 5 years. That was just his opinion. And so maybe at the 5-year mark, if we're still doing Buzz and Suds.
Well, why wouldn't we be? Then we'll be super famous.
Yeah, we'll be worldwide superstars and international.
We'll have our own studio.
Yeah.
No more basement.
Yeah, we were just saying we need makeup artists tonight, but.
Yeah,
that's
and hairstylist. Didn't do much today.
But anyway, so that that's the standard, because everyone's argument is this beer is impossible to get. You have to go over there, have it loaded up in your car, or buy it from someone that does that and get it shipped to you. Whereas the Rochefort and the St. Bernardus is readily available in most craft beer stores, and so some people say one of those is better or just as good, and so we'll do that sometime in the future just for personal inquisitiveness, I guess.
And because we want you to know.
But anyway, I love this beer. 4 or 5s from both of us.
Yep, it's good.
Anything else?
No.
As always, if you can't have the beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.